What if I told you that the most attractive people in the world are not the loudest in the room? They are the quietest. They don't chase attention. They don't try to impress everyone. And yet people naturally respect them, trust them, and feel drawn to them. Why? Because real attraction is not about looks, money, or popularity. It's about habits. There are certain habits that silently transform your presence. Habits that make people notice you without you saying a word. In this video, we will explore 12 powerful habits that make a person silently attractive. And once you understand them, you will realize that true attraction comes from discipline, calmness, and the strength of character that most people never developed. As self-control is one of the most powerful qualities a human being can develop, yet it is also one of the rarest. In a world where people react instantly to every emotion, every comment, and every situation, the person who can remain calm and in control stands out without even trying. Most people believe attraction comes from appearance, wealth, or social status. But if you look closely at the individuals who naturally command respect, you will notice something deeper. They are not controlled by their emotions. They are controlled by their discipline. This quiet discipline is what makes them silently attractive. Think about how most people behave in stressful situations. When things go wrong, they panic. When someone criticizes them, they become defensive. When someone insults them, they react with anger. Their emotions control their actions. But a person with self-control behaves differently. Instead of reacting immediately, they pause. They observe. They think before they respond. This small difference creates a powerful impact on how others perceive them. Calmness signals strength. Emotional reactions signal weakness. The ancient Stoic philosophers believed that true power lies in mastering yourself. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realizing this changes everything. When you understand that you cannot control what people say, what people think, or what happens in the world around you, you stop wasting energy trying to control it. Instead, you focus on the only thing that truly belongs to you, your reactions. Silently attractive people practice this mindset every day. They do not allow their emotions to control their behavior. If someone insults them, they do not immediately respond with anger. They understand that reacting emotionally gives power to the other person. Instead, they remain calm. They remain composed. And that composure creates a sense of quiet authority. Another powerful aspect of self-control is resisting the urge for instant gratification. Modern society encourages people to chase quick pleasure. Endless scrolling, junk food, gossip, distractions. All of these things provide temporary satisfaction, but slowly weaken a person's discipline. Most people fall into these traps because they want immediate comfort. But silently attractive individuals think differently. They are willing to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term growth. While others waste hours on meaningless distractions, disciplined individuals invest their time in building themselves. They read books, improve their skills, reflect on their behavior, and strengthen their mindset. They understand that every small decision shapes their future character. Over time, these small disciplined choices create a powerful personality. Self-control also protects your inner peace. When you react emotionally to everything, your mind becomes exhausted. Every argument, every criticism, every negative comment affects you deeply. But when you learn to control your reactions, you gain a kind of mental freedom. You realize that not everything deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your response. And not every situation deserves your energy. This mental clarity is extremely attractive. People are naturally drawn to individuals who remain calm in chaos. In difficult situations, most people look for someone who is stable, someone who can think clearly when others cannot. When you develop self-control, you become that person. Another reason self-control makes someone silently attractive is because it creates trust. People trust individuals who are emotionally stable. If someone constantly loses their temper, reacts impulsively, and behaves unpredictably, others feel uncomfortable around them. But a calm person creates a sense of safety. People feel that they can rely on them. They feel that this person will not overreact or create unnecessary drama. Over time, This reliability builds respect. And respect is far more powerful than attention. Anyone can attract attention by being loud or dramatic, but earning genuine respect requires discipline and emotional control. Self-control also strengthens confidence. When you know that you can manage your emotions, you stop fearing difficult situations. You know that no matter what happens, you will remain composed. This quiet confidence becomes part of your presence. You walk differently. You speak differently. And people can sense that inner stability. In many ways, self-control is a foundation of personal power. Without it, intelligence is useless, talent is wasted, and opportunities are lost. But with it, even ordinary individuals can build extraordinary lives. They become the type of people others admire, without fully understanding why. And this is exactly what silent attraction is. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is simply the natural result of strong character and disciplined behavior. The second habit that makes a person silently attractive is the ability to stay silent when everyone else is trying to be heard. In today's world, people believe they must constantly talk, explain, defend themselves, and prove their intelligence in every conversation. Social media has trained people to react instantly to everything. Someone posts something, and thousands of people immediately give their opinions. Everyone wants to be seen, everyone wants to be heard, and everyone wants to be right. But the people who are truly powerful often do something very different. They remain silent. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people think silence means weakness, shyness, or lack of confidence. But in reality, controlled silence is one of the strongest forms of communication. When you speak less, your words carry more value. When you observe more than you talk, you understand situations more clearly. Silently attractive people know that not every thought needs to be spoken, and not every situation needs their opinion. Imagine a group discussion where everyone is interrupting each other, trying to prove their point. In that chaotic environment, one person stays quiet and listens carefully. That person is observing the tone, the emotions, and the behavior of everyone in the room. While others are busy talking, this person is gathering information. And when they finally speak, their words are calm, precise, and thoughtful. Instantly, people pay attention. This is the power of silence. Silence creates mystery. When a person talks constantly, people quickly understand everything about them. There is nothing left to discover. But when someone speaks less and observes more, others become curious. They wonder what that person is thinking. They begin to pay closer attention to their words. That curiosity naturally increases attraction. Another important reason silence is powerful is because it protects your energy. Conversations filled with gossip, complaints, and negativity drain your mental strength. Many people spend hours every day discussing problems that they have no intention of solving. They repeat the same negative stories again and again. Silently attractive people avoid this trap. They understand that their energy is valuable. Instead of wasting energy on meaningless conversations, they choose their words carefully. When they speak, they add value. Their words bring clarity, not confusion. Over time, people begin to notice that conversations with them feel different, calmer, more thoughtful, and more meaningful. Silence also strengthens emotional intelligence. When you speak less, you naturally listen more. And when you listen more, you begin to understand people on a deeper level. You notice their tone of voice, their body language, and the emotions behind their words. This awareness helps you respond wisely instead of reacting emotionally. People feel respected when they are truly heard. Unfortunately, most conversations today are not real listening. They are simply people waiting for their turn to speak. Silently attractive individuals break this pattern. They give their full attention when someone is talking. This simple habit creates a deep sense of connection and respect. Another powerful aspect of silence is that it prevents unnecessary conflicts. Many arguments happen because people speak without thinking. A careless word, a sarcastic comment, or an emotional reaction can quickly turn a small disagreement into a major problem. But when you learn to pause before speaking, you avoid many of these situations. Silence gives you time to think. It allows your mind to analyze a situation before responding. Often, you realize that the best response is no response at all. Not every criticism deserves an answer. Not every insult deserves your attention. Sometimes the strongest statement you can make is simply remaining calm and saying nothing. This kind of emotional control is extremely attractive. It shows that you are not desperate to win every argument. It shows that you are secure enough to let things go. And people naturally respect individuals who have this level of self-control. Silence also creates confidence. When you stop feeling the need to constantly explain yourself, you become more comfortable with who you are. You no longer chase approval from others. Instead, you allow your actions to speak for you. This quiet confidence changes the way people perceive you. People often trust individuals who are calm and composed. Loud and overly talkative personalities may attract attention, but calm individuals often earn deeper respect. Their presence feels stable. Their behavior feels predictable. And this reliability makes them naturally attractive. In many ways, silence is like a hidden strength. It allows you to observe the world more clearly, protect your mental energy, and respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. When combined with confidence and discipline, silence becomes a powerful tool that shapes how people see you. Silently attractive people understand the secret. They do not rush to speak in every conversation. They do not feel the need to prove themselves constantly. They simply listen, observe, and speak only when their words truly matter. And because of this, when they finally do speak, people listen. The third habit that makes a person silently attractive is emotional independence. This means you do not depend on other people's approval, attention, or validation to feel good about yourself. In today's world, many people unknowingly become emotionally dependent on others. They constantly check how many likes they receive, how people reacted to their posts, or whether others approve of their choices. Their happiness rises and falls based on the opinions of strangers. But silently attractive people live differently. They understand that if your emotions depend on other people's opinions, you will never feel truly stable. One compliment may make you happy, but one criticism can destroy your confidence. Your emotional state becomes controlled by the outside world. And when your emotions are controlled by others, you lose your personal power. Emotionally independent people take their power back. They respect feedback, but they do not rely on it to define their worth. They appreciate compliments, but they do not become addicted to them. And when someone criticizes them unfairly, they do not immediately feel attacked or insecure. Instead, they calmly evaluate whether the criticism is useful. If it is helpful, they improve. If it is meaningless, they simply ignore it. This emotional stability creates a very powerful presence. When someone is emotionally independent, they move through life with a quiet sense of confidence. They do not constantly seek reassurance. They do not chase validation from every person they meet. Instead, they trust their own values and decisions. This self-trust is extremely attractive because it shows maturity and strength. Many people try to please everyone around them. They change their opinions depending on the people they are with. They say things just to gain approval. At first, this behavior may make them seem friendly, but over time it weakens their identity. People begin to sense that they're not authentic. Silently attractive people avoid this trap. They are respectful, but they are also honest about who they are. They are comfortable having their own opinions, even if others disagree. They do not feel threatened by different perspectives because their confidence comes from within, not from external approval. Another powerful aspect of emotional independence is the ability to enjoy solitude. Many people are afraid of being alone because they depend on constant social interaction to feel important. Silence and solitude make them uncomfortable because they have never learned to sit with their own thoughts. But emotionally independent individuals are different. They value their alone time because it allows them to reflect, think clearly, and reconnect with themselves. Solitude becomes a space for growth rather than loneliness. In that quiet space, they understand their goals, their values, and their direction in life. This clarity strengthens their personality. When a person knows who they are and what they stand for, Their presence becomes naturally confident. They are not easily influenced by trends, peer pressure, or temporary emotions. Instead, they make decisions based on their principles. People naturally respect individuals who have strong inner direction. Emotional independence also protects you from toxic relationships. When someone desperately needs validation, they may tolerate disrespect just to avoid losing someone's approval. They may stay in unhealthy friendships or relationships because they fear being alone. But emotionally independent people recognize their value. They do not beg for attention or chase people who do not respect them. If someone treats them poorly, they calmly distance themselves. They understand that peace is more valuable than forced relationships. This self-respect is deeply attractive. When you respect yourself, others are more likely to respect you as well. Your behavior silently communicates that your time, energy, and emotional well-being are valuable. Another reason emotional independence creates attraction is because it removes desperation. Desperation is easy to notice. When someone constantly seeks approval, attention, or reassurance, it creates a sense of insecurity. People may sympathize with them, but they rarely admire them. In contrast, emotionally independent individuals appear calm and self-sufficient. They enjoy relationships, but they do not depend on them for their identity. They can walk into a room alone and still feel comfortable. They can pursue their goals even if others do not understand their vision. This quiet independence creates curiosity and respect. People start to wonder what makes this person so stable and confident. They notice that this individual does not follow the crowd blindly. Instead, they move through life with quiet determination. Over time, this emotional stability becomes part of their identity. They become the kind of person others rely on during difficult situations. When everyone else is confused or emotional, they remain calm and focused. And that calm focus is extremely attractive, because true attraction is not about trying to impress people. It is about becoming someone who is mentally strong, emotionally stable, and confident enough to stand alone when necessary. That is the power of emotional independence. The fourth habit that makes a person silently attractive is deep focus. In a world full of distractions, the ability to concentrate deeply on something meaningful has become extremely rare. Most people today live in a constant state of distraction. Notifications, social media, endless scrolling, random videos, and constant noise pull their attention in 100 different directions every day. Their mind jumps from one thing to another without ever fully committing to anything. But silently attracted people develop a different relationship with their attention. They understand that attention is one of the most powerful resources they have. Where you place your focus determines the direction of your life. If your attention is constantly scattered, your progress will also be scattered. But if your attention is disciplined and focused, your growth becomes powerful. Deep focus means the ability to give your full attention to a single task without constantly switching between distractions. When a person practices deep focus, they enter a state where their mind becomes calm, clear, and highly productive. In this state, they are not worried about what others are doing or thinking. They are fully engaged with the work in front of them. This level of concentration creates mastery. Most people never reach mastery in anything because they never stay focused long enough. They start learning something, then they get distracted. They start a new habit, then they lose interest. They begin working toward a goal, but after a few weeks they shift their attention somewhere else. Silently attractive people are different. They stay focused long after others lose interest. While others chase quick excitement, they commit to consistent improvement. They understand that meaningful achievements require patience and deep concentration. This discipline naturally builds respect. When people see someone who is fully dedicated to their craft, their studies, their work, or their goals, they recognize a different kind of character. They see determination, seriousness, and inner strength. These qualities create a quiet kind of admiration. Another reason deep focus is attractive is because it reflects mental strength. It is easy to get distracted. It is easy to follow entertainment, gossip, and temporary pleasures. But it takes real discipline to sit quietly and work on something important for hours without seeking constant stimulation. People who develop this habit often appear calm and composed. Their mind is not constantly restless. They are comfortable with concentration and effort. This mental stability becomes visible in the way they carry themselves. They speak with clarity. They think before they act. They move through life with purpose. This sense of purpose is extremely powerful. Many people feel lost because they constantly compare themselves to others. They spend more time watching other people's lives than building their own. But when you develop deep focus, your attention turns inward. Instead of worrying about what everyone else is doing, you focus on improving your own path. This mindset reduces anxiety and increases confidence. You begin to trust your process. You stop chasing every new trend. Instead, you build something meaningful step by step. Over time, this quiet dedication transforms your personality. People begin to notice that you are not easily distracted by drama or temporary excitement. You are focused on something bigger. Your energy feels stable and intentional, and that stability naturally attracts respect. Another interesting effect of deep focus is that it improves your listening ability. When someone is used to concentrating deeply, they also listen more carefully in conversations. They do not interrupt constantly. They do not check their phone every few seconds. They give their full attention to the person speaking. This simple behavior makes people feel valued and respected. In a world where most conversations are rushed and distracted, someone who truly listens stands out immediately. Others feel comfortable around them because they know their words are being heard. Over months and years, this habit produces extraordinary results. Skills improve, knowledge expands, opportunities appear, and slowly, people begin to notice that this individual has become highly capable. Capability is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have. People trust capable individuals. They respect their discipline. They admire their consistency. And even if they do not fully understand the effort behind it, they feel the presence of that dedication. This is the quiet power of deep focus. It does not create loud attention, but it builds something far more valuable: respect, competence, and inner strength. And these qualities naturally make a person silently attractive. Habit 5. Stop explaining yourself to everyone. One of the quietest signs of confidence is this: you stop explaining yourself to everyone. Most people spend their lives trying to justify every decision they make. Why they chose a certain career, why they ended a relationship, why they changed their plans, why they think differently. They explain, they defend, they argue, but the more they try to explain themselves, the more they lose their power. Because truly confident people understand something important. Not everyone deserves an explanation. The need for approval. From childhood, many of us are trained to seek approval. Parents ask questions. Teachers demand explanations. Society expects justification. So we grow up believing that every decision must be defended. But Stoic philosophers challenge this idea. They believe your life should be guided by your values, not by other people's opinions. Because the truth is simple. No matter what you do, someone will disagree. Someone will misunderstand. Someone will criticize. And try and convince everyone is a battle you will never win. Why? Powerful people speak less. Observe truly confident individuals. They don't argue endlessly about their choices. They don't constantly defend themselves. Instead, they stay calm. They listen, and then they move forward with their decision. Their actions speak louder than their explanations, because confidence does not beg to be understood. Confidence simply acts. Over-explaining signals insecurity. When someone constantly explains themselves, people subconsciously sense uncertainty. It sounds like, I need you to approve my decision. But when someone simply makes a choice and stands by it, it sends a completely different signal. It shows self-belief. It shows independence. And independence is deeply attractive because people respect those who trust themselves. You cannot control other people's opinions. Stoic philosophy teaches a powerful principle. Some things are in your control. Some things are not. Your thoughts, action, and decisions are in your control. But other people's opinions, those are not. No matter how clearly you explain yourself, some people will still misunderstand you, not because you are wrong, but because they see the world through their own perspective. And once you accept this truth, something liberating happens. You stop trying to convince everyone. Silence can be a stronger response. Sometimes the strongest response is silence. No argument, no defense, no long explanation, just quiet certainty. You know why you made your choice. You know your reasons, and that is enough. This quiet confidence often speaks louder than words, because people notice when someone is secure in their decisions. The power of standing firm. When you stop explaining yourself unnecessarily, your energy changes. You become calmer, more focused, less concerned with approval, and slowly people start seeing you differently. They see someone who is not easily influenced, someone who makes decisions with clarity, someone who does not bend under social pressure. And that quiet strength becomes magnetic, living according to your values. The Stoics believe the meaningful life is built on personal values, not popularity, not approval, not constant validation. When your actions are aligned with your principles, explanations become unnecessary, because deep down, you already know you are doing what feels right. And when someone lives this way, their presence becomes powerful. They are not trying to impress anyone. They are simply living honestly. The quiet confidence of self-trust. In the end, the habit of not over-explaining yourself comes down to one thing: self-trust. Trust that your decisions are thoughtful. Trust that your path is yours to walk. Trust that not everyone needs to understand you. And once you develop this habit, something interesting happens. You stop chasing approval. You stop wasting energy on unnecessary arguments. You simply live your life with quiet confidence. And that kind of confidence is rare. And anything rare is naturally attractive. Habit 6, become comfortable being alone. In today's world, most people are terrified of being alone. The moment silence appears, they reach for their phone. They scroll social media. They watch videos. They call someone. Anything to avoid sitting quietly with their own thoughts. But the Stoics believe something very different. They believe the person who becomes comfortable with solitude gains a kind of strength that most people never develop. Because when you are comfortable being alone, something powerful happens. You stop depending on the world for your peace. Solitude is not loneliness. Many people confuse solitude with loneliness, but they are completely different. Loneliness is the pain of feeling disconnected. Solitude is the peace of being connected with yourself. A lonely person feels empty without others, but a person who enjoys solitude feels complete even when they are alone. And that sense of completeness is deeply attractive because it shows independence. Why solitude builds strength. When you spend time alone, you start to understand yourself. You begin to notice your thoughts. You reflect on your mistakes. You learn about your fears and your desires. Most people never take the time to do this. They stay distracted their entire lives. But those who embrace solitude develop self-awareness. And self-awareness creates confidence. Because when you understand yourself, you stop seeking validation from others. Independence creates attraction. People are naturally drawn to individuals who are comfortable in their own company. Why? Because it shows emotional stability. It shows maturity. It shows that you are not desperate for attention. When someone does not chase approval, they become more interesting because independence creates mystery, and mystery creates attraction. The Stoic practice of solitude. Many Stoic philosophers practiced daily solitude. They spent time reflecting on their day. They asked themselves questions like, what did I do well today? What did I fail? How can I improve tomorrow? These quiet reflections help them grow stronger every day. Because real growth rarely happens in noise. It happens in silence. Habit 7, speak less, observe more. Most people believe that talking more makes them interesting. But in reality, Talking too much often makes people less powerful, because when you speak constantly, you reveal everything about yourself, your thoughts, your insecurities, your opinions, your emotions. But when you speak less and observe more, something different happens. You begin to understand people. Observation is a superpower. When you stay quiet, you start noticing things others miss. You notice body language. You notice tone of voice. You notice hidden emotions. While others are busy speaking, you are gathering information. And information is power. This is why many great leaders are also great listeners. They understand that observation reveals truth. Silence creates mystery. When someone constantly talks, there is no mystery about them. Everyone knows exactly what they think. But someone who speaks less creates curiosity. People wonder what they are thinking. They pay more attention when they finally speak. And because of this, their words carry more weight. Listening builds respect. People love being heard. When you listen carefully instead of interrupting, you make others feel valued. This simple habit can instantly improve your relationships because listening shows patience, and patience shows emotional maturity. Speak when it matters. Stoics believe words should have purpose. Speaking less does not mean saying nothing. It means choosing your words carefully. When you speak with intention, people listen because they know your words are meaningful. Habit 8. Develop quiet discipline. Discipline is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have, but the most powerful discipline is the one nobody sees. Quiet discipline. This is the discipline of waking up early even when no one is watching, working hard when nobody is praising you, improving yourself without announcing it to the world. Most people seek recognition. Many people only work hard when others are watching. They post their progress online. They seek praise and validation. But the Stoics believe discipline should be internal, not performative. True discipline does not need an audience. Quiet work creates real results. When you focus on improving quietly, something powerful happens. You stop chasing attention. You start chasing mastery. Your focus shifts from looking successful to actually becoming successful. And over time, the results speak for themselves. Consistency is attractive. People admire individuals who show consistency. Someone who works steadily every day. Someone who keeps their promises. Someone who stays committed to their goals. Consistency builds trust, and trust creates respect, the strength of self-control. Discipline ultimately comes down to self-control, controlling your habits, controlling your time, controlling your impulses. When someone has this level of control, their presence naturally becomes powerful because discipline signals reliability, and reliability is rare in today's world. Habit 9. Stop seeking validation. One of the biggest traps in modern life is the need for validation. People constantly look for approval. They post their achievements online hoping for likes. They share their opinions, hoping others will agree. They make decisions based on what others might think. But the Stoics believe something powerful. The moment you stop seeking validation, you start gaining real confidence, because your actions are no longer controlled by external approval. Why validation is dangerous. When your happiness depends on other people's approval, your peace becomes fragile. If people praise you, you feel good. If they criticize you, you feel bad. In other words, your emotions are controlled by others, and that is not freedom. True freedom comes when your self-worth is not dependent on anyone else's opinion. Confidence comes from within. People who constantly seek validation appear uncertain. They look like they are asking the world for permission. But individuals who trust themselves behave differently. They do not need applause. They do not need constant encouragement. They simply move forward with their decisions. And that quiet self-trust makes them incredibly attractive. The Stoic perspective. Stoics believe your focus should be on your character, not your reputation. Reputation depends on other people. Character depends on you. And when you focus on building character, something interesting happens. Other people's opinions stop controlling your life. You become calmer. more independent, more authentic, freedom from approval. Once you stop chasing validation, your energy changes. You stop trying to impress everyone. You stop overthinking how people perceive you. You simply become yourself. And authenticity has a magnetic quality because people can sense when someone is real. Habit 10, master your reactions. Life will always test you. Someone will insult you. Someone will disappoint you. Someone will treat you unfairly. But the Stoics believe your true strength is revealed in how you react, because events themselves are neutral. It is our reactions that give them power. Reaction determines power. Imagine two people facing criticism. The first person reacts immediately with anger. They argue, they shout, they lose control. The second person stays calm. They listen, they reflect, they respond with composure. Which person appears stronger? The answer is obvious. Calm reactions signal emotional mastery, and emotional mastery commands respect. The power of the pause. Between an event and your reaction, there is a small moment. Most people react instantly, but disciplined individuals use that moment. They pause, they think, and then they respond. This pause may last only a few seconds, but it can completely change the outcome of a situation, because reactions made in anger are often regretted later. But calm responses create better decisions. Control creates respect. People admire individuals who stay calm under pressure, because calmness signals mental strength. When someone cannot easily provoke you, they realize something important. You are not easily controlled, and the person who controls their reactions ultimately controls their life. Habit 11, be comfortable with silence. Silence is uncomfortable for many people. In conversations, they feel the need to fill every quiet moment with words. They speak even when they have nothing meaningful to say. But silence can be incredibly powerful, because silence creates presence. Silence commands attention. When someone talks constantly, their words lose impact. But when someone speaks only when necessary, their voice carries weight. People start paying attention when they speak, because they know their words matter. This is why silence often creates authority. Silence builds awareness. When you stop filling every moment with words, your awareness increases. You start noticing small details. You observe people more carefully. You become more present in the moment. And this awareness helps you understand situations better. Quiet presence. Some people walk into a room and immediately draw attention, not because they're loud, but because they are calm. Their silence feels intentional. Their presence feels steady. And that quiet presence often makes a stronger impression than loud confidence. Habit 12, build inner peace. The final habit that makes someone silently attractive is inner peace. Many people live in constant chaos. Their thoughts are restless. Their emotions are unstable. Their moods change with every situation. But someone with inner peace moves through life differently. They remain calm even during challenges. They remain grounded even during success. Peace is strength. Inner peace does not mean life becomes easy. Problems still appear. Difficulties still exist. But a peaceful mind responds differently. Instead of panic, it finds solutions. Instead of anger, it finds patience. Instead of fear, it finds clarity. And this calm strength is incredibly powerful. Peace creates confidence. When your mind is calm, your decisions improve. You think more clearly. You react less emotionally. You focus on what truly matters. This clarity naturally builds confidence, because your actions come from stability, not impulse. The Stoic goal. For the Stoics, the ultimate goal of life was not fame or wealth. It was tranquility, a peaceful mind that remains stable regardless of external events. Because once you achieve inner peace, something beautiful happens. You stop chasing the world, and instead, the world becomes drawn to your calm presence.